Okay, so we're going to talk about Murphy's remote collar. So we have his collar part right here. So if you look at the collar, you can see that there's a light right here and that there's a little red dot right here on the collar. That is the on and off magnet. The key to that magnet is going to be right here on the side of the collar, or I'm sorry, the remote, on the side of the remote that has the T black button. So it's right here, right here. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna touch those two together and you'll see a green light. The green light means it's on and charged. I just charged it, so it should be good to go for a couple of days. It'll continue to flash green every few seconds to let you know, hey, I'm on and charged. You want to make sure you turn this on before you put it on Murphy. Also, you should put it on Murphy every single day so that he doesn't become collar savvy. What collar savvy means is he only listens with the collar on. So we have to make sure that even if you don't plan on training with him off leash, you still want to use it consistently every single day so that he follows the rules with you and not just me. So to turn this collar off at the end of the day, you want to do the same exact thing. So first thing in the morning, you turn the collar on, you put it on Murphy, nice and high, really snug on him, and then he wears it all day until right before bed, where he takes it off at night. Now, speaking of wearing it all day, this is waterproof, so he can go swimming with it on. However, you don't want to leave it on for long periods of time once he's wet, because moisture will get inside the collar and mess with the oils of his hair and his skin, and that can create a bacteria which can lead to a skin infection or a hot spot. So just keep that in mind. Wear it all day, 10 to 12 hours a day. Take it off at night unless he's wet. Take it off, make sure he's fully dry, put it back on. So this is on and it's charged, so we're gonna set this to the side for now, and we're gonna go over his remote. So how to turn the remote on. First things first, back here, the big button with the L on it, you're going to push and hold it. So I'm gonna push down, hold it, and you see that it is turned on. Then we're going to talk about all of the features of the button. So going back to that big L button, that's also the flashlight. So if I just tap it, it's going to activate the flashlight on Murphy's collar. Tap it again, flashlight, tap it one more time to shut it off. That's so if you have him out at night, you can see him. It's a really helpful feature. So we've talked about the on-off / light button. Next, we're going to talk about these S buttons. So S stands for stimulation. The collar itself is an electric muscle stimulator. So what it does is it takes the muscles and contracts them, and it's a weird feeling. It's not painful, but it can be uncomfortable depending on the level. So Murphy's level is 15 out of 100. That's not very high, but that's his tolerance. So whenever you're working with Murphy, if he does anything that is rude or unacceptable, you just say the word no and push the black S button. And what it's gonna do, you'll see, it's gonna give him a quick 15 level stimulus. It's just a very quick no, give the correction, you messed up, do the command correctly the next time. So for example, if you're taking him for a walk and he tries to pull ahead, you will say no, push the button, and remind him to heel. If you have him out at a park and you're letting him roam around, if you say come and he doesn't, no, push the button, come. It's always in that order. You say the word no, you give the correction using the black S button, and you repeat the command, whether it's place, down, come, leave it. Doesn't matter, always no, push the button. If he starts to get mouthy, or where he puts his mouth on you and jumps and all of that, we don't want to encourage that. So no, give the correction, say down, sit, whatever you want to give him the command to just not jump up on you or your guests. Next, we're going to talk about the boost feature. So I have not needed this for Murphy. What this button does right here is it's for emergencies only. It will increase the level by 15. So you see that it goes up to 30. That's going to be a pretty intense stimulation for him, considering level 15 is plenty. So you only use the red button for emergencies only, okay? Emergencies only. It's going to increase the level. An example would be if you have him off leash and he sees a bunny rabbit and starts to chase it and 15's not doing it. What happens for dogs is when their adrenaline goes up, so does their discomfort level, or their pain tolerance, I should say. So if he's excited, we need to increase the collar very quickly. So that's why it's set to there. On the other side, you have vibrate. I don't really use vibrate with dogs that much. You can use it later on as a warning, like you're doing really good, but you're kind of messing up. No, you know, do the right thing. But I would not rely on the vibrate. It's kind of like with kids counting to 3 and then not doing anything. You want to focus on using the black S button. Next, we're going to talk about the dial. So I have it locked to where you can't accidentally turn it up or turn it down. How you unlock it, for example, if you just have it in your pocket, you might accidentally unlock it by pushing down and holding. That's going to unlock it so that you can increase and decrease the level. You should not have to do this, so I'm going to set it back to 15 and lock it by pushing and holding. That way we don't accidentally turn it up or turn it down. The last button I'm going to go over is this M/C button, this tiny button right here. He is on momentary because he is getting a quick stimulation so that he knows to avoid the stimulation by doing the command. So no, if you accidentally push this M/C button, you might change it to continuous, which means that if you push and hold the button, it will continuously stimulate. You do not need that in his phase of training now. So if for some reason you see that it's not just an M right here, you would push and hold that button right here until you see just an M, not MC, not C, just M. This is rechargeable, so this, if you turn it off at night, would probably last you 3 to 4 days on a charge. The charging port is on the back right here. This is waterproof and it floats. You want to make sure that this part right here is shut all the way so it continues to stay waterproof. The charging port on the collar is right here. Again, make sure that's completely shut so that this stays waterproof. And I'm going to show you the stimulation real quick on my thumb. Sometimes it moves, so right there. So it takes level 30 in order to move my thumb, but it's an electric muscle stimulant, so you can kind of see my thumb twitching. That's because it's not a shock, it's a stimulant, so it actually stimulates the muscle. Just to make sure we're clear on that. The box that it comes in has a charger that can charge both the remote and the collar at the same time. And with your box that you're going to take home, you will have the warranty card to email and fill out. I would recommend doing that because if anything happens to the remote or the collar, you can let them know and they will send you a new one. And then also, this is the instruction handbook if you need further instructions on how to use the remote collar. On a charge, I forgot to mention, this will probably last you 2 days. If you turn it on in the morning, turn it off at night, it'll probably last you 2 days before it'll need a charge. But what it will do is blink orange to let you know, hey, my battery's getting low, and then red when it's about to die. So that is all the information about the remote collar. I do want to talk about the slip collar really quickly. So the slip collar looks like this. When you're working with Murphy, you're going to put it on and it's going to look like a P for puppy. So if you're facing me and I'm Murphy, it should look like this. A P. I don't know how to make it look more like a P. Okay. P for puppy. So it'll look kind of like this. You'll slip it on. What you do in the morning is you put the remote collar on first. It should go underneath his chin, either a little off center is preferred, and then you put the remote or the slip collar on top. So you put this on first, but the order and how the collars sit on Murphy's neck is slip collar, then remote collar. So you put the collar nice and high on his neck. You use this little tab, slide it down to make sure it's snug. The fit of both collars should be pretty snug. With the remote collar, to make sure that the contacts make good connection with his skin, it should be snug enough, allowing only 2 fingers to fit between the collar and Murphy. And with the slip collar, only 1 finger, okay? So now I'm gonna show you all of his obedience in action. Leave it. Good boy. Okay. 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 Leave it. Good boy. Come. Sit. Good boy. Lace. Lace. I did. No, I was not for video.
Oh, okay, sorry.
You're good. Lace. Good boy. Lace. Lace. Free. Free. Go. Go. Down. 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 Good. Down. 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 Good. Down. Good boy. Good. Down. Free. Good boy.